Welcome back to the European Masters. We have no time to spare. We are straight into Champion Select here between BTXL and YDN Gamers. And already you're starting to see those bans come through. Senna opening up, nothing too spicy to begin with.
Yeah, I'm expecting a Zed, a Draven, possibly a Syndra in there. You know, all these OP picks that no one really wants to play against. I mean, there are some blind pickable champions that you really don't want to deal with. One of them is Syndra, like we said. Senna is very annoying to deal with because she's not the one farming, yet she's the one doing the damage late game. So, with BTXL having first pick, I'm just thinking here, what could you possibly go for? I just want to see the bans, of course, that are going to go through. But I think I'm smelling a Trundle and I'm not very happy about it.
I don't know, Taxa's very, very accomplished Trundle player, so if it is a Trundle, I wouldn't be too miffed.
I don't care if you're number one Trundle in the world, okay? Trundle is not fun to watch.
No, I mean he's a bit of a basic champion, you know. He just chomps on things. He throws pillars out. That's basically what he does. But I mean, I would be expecting it if it was open here for Taxa and BTXL. I would be expecting the Trundle first pick. It's just something that I think aligns with Taxa. I think also has been quite popular throughout the European Masters for a reason. So you know, I'm just expecting it.
Well, let's see.
And it's not going to happen because it gets banned.
I was about to say, two big tanks have just got taken out of the pool because they got banned, and then the Trundle gets out of the way. The only one I can think of is Setsuwani and Maokai, which by banning Trundle, you open doors to pick that Setsuwani, but why not? Why not?
It's the Graves. Graves has been
Resident
something for Tabasko. It's been something for Tabasko. I just completely shuffled my camera. Okay, I'm sorry. Basically, I'm quite tall and my legs hit underneath my desk, and I just got a little bit. I moved my legs around, and suddenly it moved the entire desk. Sorry.
Well, I've never had that problem. Never.
It's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be for Taxa. I assume it will be. I know we've seen some kind of lane Graves here or there, but look at this already. This is already a Varus locked in, and they're gonna take the Thresh as well for Cospect. So kaSing won't get his Thresh, and Deadly, who has played a lot of Varus recently, not gonna get his hands on that either. So I'm very interested to see where BTXL's draft goes from here. I haven't seen Taxa play Graves a huge amount, and I'm excited to see it potentially for the first time on my eyes anyway.
I mean, we haven't really seen him play aggressive full stop, but I think he kind of got going, playing that Lee Sin in the previous game. He's like, I've got this. Now I can play the Graves. Now, I would again like to see the Lee Sin being locked in, but if he feels like Graves suits him more here to blind pick it, so be it. Now, on the other hand, we have YDN, who have only played aggressive bot lanes. You've got the Lucian right there. You've got the Draven, where they dismantled Gamers Origin with, and now they're going for something. For me, it's more passive. If it's the auto attack, Varus, I was trying to find his name, coming out. But if it is the lethality Varus, which I'm very excited to see because you've already got two squishes locked in for the side of BTXL, then it gets a little bit more spicy. And if this Zoe gets locked in, or something that has an insane amount of poke, we'll be expecting that Varus to go lethality in the bot lane.
Yeah, and especially with, you know, you going up against a Graves, he's not exactly going to soak those arrows very well, so I'm expecting something similar here. Is Zoe locked in for Phantomles, and they're going to start to eliminate some more of Special's champion pool. The Syndra already gone, then the LeBlanc comes through as the secondary ban. What do you make of these first rotations here? That's a bot lane, both bot lanes locked in, so we've got the Misfortune Braum going up against the Varus and the Thresh.
Okay, I know what they're going to do. I think it was Kick who did that. They're going to pick the Shyvana AP jungle and have yet another poke champion into their kit for YDN. I like what they're doing so far because one Sleepy Trouble Bubble lands, then Varus is gonna hurt, the Paddle Star's gonna come in and it's gonna hurt, one Death Sentence lands, same fate for whoever gets caught. Obviously, these sort of abilities are not a 100% hit, so you need to make sure you have that 100% hard engage. Maokai is still up and available for grubs if they want to go for it, and same as Setsuwani. So
Yeah, obviously the jungle is still available. A couple of bans taken out here. Gabbo won't get his Renekton, and Tabasko will not be able to get his hands on Lee Sin. Another really good pick for him, but he has got opportunities to go for some of those tankier junglers. Like you said, the Sejuani is there, the Gragas is there, for instance. The Maokai for Gabbo in the top lane, up and available, and it will get locked in. So now BTXL will have to round out their composition with, you know, the opportunity to find a counter pick for Sendo in the top lane, but again, the composition is kind of lacking that big frontline damage soak. Yes, Braum can do it to an extent, but, you know, you might want another one of those in the top lane here for Sendo.
And you've kind of narrowed down your picks by banning the Nautiluses, you know, the Orns, all these top laners. What are you going to go for? You know, Maokai is the hard engage that YDN needed for all the consecutive poke to follow through and possibly kill Sama, because sure, you can say, okay, Braum's going to put his shield up and negate all the damage. What if Braum gets caught? I don't think he's coming out alive from all this damage.
Yeah, and it's actually going to be the Sylas, the Sendo locked in for Sendo? The Sylas locked in for Sendo. We assume, anyway, that could still go to the mid lane. We'll have to see where BTXL choose to end their draft, and I'm assuming that is going to be Sendo taking that Sylas to the top lane. A very damage-heavy, burst-heavy draft with a limited line of defense in the form of that Braum. But this is kind of like an all-in, damage-heavy composition. And they do have some tank shredding capabilities with that Cassiopeia, so they have got opportunities to burn through the Maokai, but this is looking like a very high damage output composition here for BTXL.
Yeah, and I feel like I might disagree a little bit with you. I find them to have consistent damage, especially with the Misfortune Autoducks and the Cassiopeia coming in. Yes! Yes! Sorry, I got excited.
It's the Nocturne. It is the Nocturne coming out here. That is going to be locked in for Tabasko. I did make a face. Kind of a useless jungler until level 6, but post level 6...
Don't say that.
Okay, he can gank, but it's not as effective until he's level 6. But there is lots of opportunities post level 6 to find lots of kills, especially versus a very squishy team like XL.
Tell you what. Fair enough, okay? Because he doesn't have the level 6, he's not able to dive straight into the fight. But I'll tell you what, Twisted Advance, Sleepy Trouble Bubble, Death Sentence and Flay. He has so many tools on every single one of his lanes where if one of them lands, then he can just whistle his way in like and just put down his taunt and try to grab a kill for himself. So he does have the setup in his lanes. It just matters how he's going to play the early game to try and avoid the Graves.
Yeah, he's got the setup. You're completely correct in that regards. That setup is there here for Tabasko, so he can walk into a lane with the CC being available in every single lane. There will be some opportunities for him pre-6 as well. I'm very interested to see this play out. I haven't seen too much Nocturne in the European Masters so far. And also, like I said, excited to see Taxa on Graves. It's not a pick that I've seen him play too much. He's been more traditionally like Pantheon, Lee Sin, Sejuani, Trundle. So this is a bit of a deviation from the norm. Definitely felt like a bit of a deny from Tabasko. So Taxa's really got to make this work for him.
Yeah, and the thing that I'm having my eye on is Sendu on that Sylas. If he steals the Nocturne ult, then it's light off for YDN. They won't be able to see. And that Sylas, it's like he just bought himself a ticket straight into that immobile backline of YDN. The Zoe and the Varus will be in trouble once Sendu starts flying over to the backline. And remember that BTXL do have a front line, what little that is with the Braum that they have, and they also have consistent damage and a lot of health regen coming in with a Cassiopeia as well. So I think they will be able to deal with the Nocturne coming in with his own ult. Oh, cheeky invade. Typical
cheeky
BTXL.
Invade indeed, and that is some level 1 cheese from BTXL once again. Taxa will just... Well, the red buff resets. That's not ideal, but he will go ahead and try and take that red buff very early on.
No,
Gabbo. No, Gabbo. Sendo finds another engage, and Gabbo taken very low, and that is awkward for him now because he's going to have to burn a lot of resources to get back up to a good HP.
That is so bad for Gabbo right there. He's not even halfway through, and he's burned through 2 out of his 3 corrupting potion charges. And Sendu is just gonna have a stroll because he knows all top side will be dominated by Taxa. So he's not gonna get ganked anytime through. So the setup we were talking about with the Twisted Advance, yeah, that won't happen for a while. And Tabasko also has to pull on his own. Oh no, you poor thing.
Oh no, he's got to back as well. That's the worst feeling as a jungler. It is just strictly disastrous. Taxa entered into a vertical jungle here, but he may get away with 3 buffs on first rotation, potentially shutting down any kind of early gank opportunities that Tabasko was looking for.
Scoundrel, he's taking the walk of shame. He's not even gonna try and invade for the red buff. He's going top to clear whatever is left.
This is the walk of shame. He's going to get the Krugs, and then he's going to find out. Well, I think he knows that his Raptors are gone. So, yeah.
Sendu, don't do it.
No, he's not. He's just keeping eyes. I think he's just trying to gather a bit of information, and I think he can see here where Tabasko is. Sendu actually going to jump back over the wall, but I think he knows Tabasko's at the Krugs right now, and that'll give a lot of much-needed information over to Taxa. Taxa's going to get a very nice early clear on this Graves.
Yeah, and it's not that necessarily you want to get the aggression going early on with the Graves, because you will have the scaling later on and the engages from the Braum and the Sylas, but putting that Nocturne behind is more than needed. I think Tabasko smited that there. No?
Yeah. No. Yeah, he did. He smited it away. Okay. Yeah, exactly. He got it. He smited it away.
Small victories, Scoundrel. Small victories.
I don't even argue that's a medium-sized victory. You get quite a lot of experience from the Scuttle Crabs, so that is going to allow Tabasko to generate a bit more experience back in his favor. Maybe going a bit greedy for the. That's very greedy, I think. That's super greedy. Taxa's just like, wait, I'm going to prevent you from flashing. Everybody flashed over the wall there. Don't know if you needed to, but that's going to be first blood for kaSing.
But you burned his flash on the blue buff. He doesn't. The poor thing does not even have a flash on him. Nevertheless, though, getting that kill onto the side of BTXL will give them that confidence. It's like, you took my Scuttle in the top set. Haha, I'm going to take your life and the Scuttle, and I'm going to stop you from any aggressive plays. You see that Endz and Cospect do have the advantage in the bot side, playing that poke Varus, which I truly adore seeing. And it's really easy to get the priority down there. So you're like, okay, Tabasko can play towards the bot side because we can roam with him. Not when he's dead.
A couple of important points to just pick up from that, I think, is that I do believe that flash was primarily to get the blast cone and stop him from using it to get over the wall. Maybe less so to predict the flash. But also, kaSing roamed up. That gave a small CS advantage over to Endz and actually put a lot of pressure onto Deadly in this 2v2. And also, they burnt 3 flashes. So, Special, kaSing, and Taxa flashed for that kill.
You know what? I call Wolf because you said that. Look at that. He just dinked level 4. Tabasko was level 3 until now. Until he killed that last wolf, he was level 3. Taxa is so massively ahead, it's literally worth all 3 flashes. It's worth Deadly falling behind because the Misfortune will get there later on in the game. Remember, it is a poke Varus, so he's not going to skill as much as an auto-attack Varus is, and the Misfortune is going to slowly but surely catch up to him damage-wise. So getting your Graves ahead, I think it is worth all 3 flashes and the priority in the bot lane. And I also want to see that kaSing, Taxa sort of roaming we haven't seen yet from them.
Yeah, kaSing just playing it a bit back, I guess a bit safe here. Maybe they are trying to bait in Cospect to go for the hook play. But
do you really believe he's alone? Do you?
No, you don't. Because Cospect would have gone way more aggressive if they truly believed he was alone in this scenario, and he does just step out the brush here. Taxa now looking to assert his dominance even more. The first Drake is Infernal here, so he's going to go head onto that bottom side of the map.
Tabasko's like, sorry buddy, you're alone. Ooh, I'm level 4.
Sendu grabs the ultimate, by the way. He grabs the Maokai ultimate in this situation. Maybe looking to head down towards the mid lane, or just try and get some eyes on that, that red buff. But he's going for Phantomles right now. Jumps in, immediately pops the ultimate. It's not going to be good enough though. Just damage onto Phantomles, and that's a good start for XL nonetheless. They're going to get that dragon pretty much uncontested.
Remember, that is more than enough. Every time Special gets priority mid, it is a dragon, it is a Scuttle Crab going down, and you see Sendu, he's taking care of the Scuttle Crab top, and Taxa is taking care of that dragon in the bot side. This is typical to BTXL.
And Deadly immediately gets exhausted here. That's one of the problems when you play a Thresh matchup. Into the Braum, he will immediately dive on the AD carry, throw up the wall, and make it very difficult for you to capitalize on that catch. So Deadly escapes, and they actually trade a good amount of damage back onto Cospect.
Also, a lot of people think that whenever a Thresh gets that death sentence, he's gonna go in. Thresh is a pseudo tank, unless this starts coming in with all the build. Hold on.
Yeah, Taxa's walking down. Cospect flashes. He may go down in this situation as the pull comes through. Just an ultimate for Taxa left if he needs to use it. There's the teleport, though. We're getting some reactions coming out from either squad. Gabbo just says, no, mate. I think I'm just going to back out in this situation. Sendo takes a lot of damage, but he heals back so nicely. Deadly gets a kill. XL on fire in a need-to-win game.
Oh my god, what are you doing, Gabbo? I was praising him and then he goes to do that. So right here, they're not respecting the fact that they don't know where Taxa is. He just walks straight in, manages to use these double ups from the Misfortune to get the kill as well. And then Gabbo's like, I'm coming to help you. Wait, what? Your mid lane doesn't have priority. Your Nocturne is nowhere near. So it's almost guaranteed you're going to be left all alone if you TP right there. So... ooh, a little bit of a yikes in the comms right there from YDN. And it looks like an almost 2k gold lead 8 minutes in. Ooh. 2 kills on the Misfortune. Oh, the more I look at my screen, the more it hurts.
They're going to rotate top now and go for Rift Herald too. So again, playing that perfect macro around those neutral objectives. This is really big for XL. What the bloody hell have they put in their cereal this morning? Because they are a changed team from last week. They are a completely changed team. This is XL 3-0 rather than XL 0-3. And this is what we expected to see from a team that went undefeated in the UKLC until the final. They didn't drop a game all season long. They crumbled in the first week of the European Masters, but XL are bringing it back for this second week. And oh my word, the double up damage onto Endz. Forget Varus arrows, we just need Misfortune Qs.
I was about to say, you think you can poke? I can poke more than you. Again, Misfortune cutting up, of course. Getting these 2 early kills, her double ups are going to hurt more if Endz is sitting behind a minion. And Cospect
is just dead. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think we really need to talk about that much more. And XL maybe even looking to get some plates on this top side of the map. Now, there is a kind of a sly Tabasko hanging around. He has got that ultimate available, and so does Endz. Deadly will have to be careful here.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do that because they know they don't have the numbers advantage. Cospect is all way back into the base, and they know that the wild Taxa might be around. Taxa, who is ahead in CS, almost 16 CS ahead. He's got a level up onto Tabasko, and he's almost got the Shelly up and running to go down, try and get some cash onto that Misfortune, get that first item rolling in, and then snowball it across the map.
All right, there is a big move up here from lots of players.
That's a 4-man stack.
Yeah, it's a 4-man stack. There is a response coming in from Phantomles, but I think they are aware of that. He walked across a control ward. XL not willing to gamble, to roll the dice on a potential 4v4 in the top lane. They are happy to play it safe. They are winning the way that they are going right now.
And there's only two things that can counter usually poke teams because they are so darn annoying to deal with. One is heavy engage, which BTXL you can argue they don't necessarily have unless Sylas steals, I don't know, a Maokai ult, maybe a Nocturne ult, sure, but they don't really have any heavy engage. 2 is falling behind due to your jungle, and that's exactly what BTXL made sure they do. They knew that they couldn't have the heavy engage, so they were like, okay, what's option number 2? Put Tabasko behind. They banned these 3 flashes, which you criticized them on. You were like, I don't know, maybe this will bite them in their booty, but it didn't, because they were so worth it. They put Taxa ahead, and you can see wherever Taxa is, YDN are not willing to pull the trigger, and that Misfortune on the 3-0, cherry on top.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I will say it when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Gabbo here may end up going down to another Sendo ultimate, which will pop him up. Sendo's not going to commit to the dive, though. They are just going to try and take some plates off the back of this. Tabasko is waiting in the wings, but as is kaSing. This looks like it could be a bit of a fiesta down the bot here, though, as kaSing, immediately exhausted, will get dropped up in the Sleepy Trouble Bubble and get pulled through. Here comes Tabasko on the ultimate, and I think XL will very happily try and back out of this. As you can see, Sendo now. They want more as they jump straight onto Deadly. This may be bitten off more than they can chew. Sendo trying his best. Deadly with the big ultimate. Here comes Special. What was that, you monster? Taxa gets a triple. That was a complete decimation by XL.
Okay, literally my whole body when I saw this bullet I'm going down, it was so cleansed. I'm like, oh my god, YDN, what have you just walked into? And the answer might be a coffin, as BTXL are 6,000 gold in the lead, 12 only minutes in. They're gonna cash in on a lot of members from YDN. And oh boy, I think YDN had the right idea, but they forced it too hard on trying to continue chasing. Gabbo here is in trouble, so he's gonna back off. And he's like, I'm fine, guys, I'm okay. But later on, they're like, oh, maybe we can get a pick onto kaSing. They put down the exhaust, and that's a great pick all in all, because it will start getting the Varus going, because I'm pretty sure it was the Varus that cashed in on that kill. Yep. And right there, because they get the chain of corruption, they're like, wait, we have the flank with the Maokai. No one thinks of the Cassiopeia right behind them. And once Deadly is free, and he's able to press R. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh, that ultimate from that was disgusting from Special, just perfectly timed as well. That he ran over 2 wards. It's sometimes when you're in the midst of a team fight, you don't always pay attention to what's going on in the map because you're so locked in on what's mechanically needed to win. They just didn't see Special rotating down, or if they did, they maybe thought they could deal with him.
Even if they did, yeah, I think it was a little bit too late. They had to commit because they knew that if they didn't, they would lose even more members. But oh god, they're getting died.
Oh, Cospect, he goes down again. He's 0-4. 40% of the deaths on his team right now. He's not having a good game on that Thresh. XL playing like a team on fire, like a team renewed. It's insane. There's going to be a defensive ultimate from Gabbo here. Tax is happy to go for the 1v1 right now. The rest of Deadly and kaSing just going to sit there pushing the tower. Tax is continuing to pressure him down. It is a Maokai. He probably won't die, but they get another tower, and now it's a 7k gold lead at 14 minutes.
Taxer at this point, he's just a bully. Wherever he goes, YDN members are fleeing away from him. They don't want to have anything to do with these graves, and I think mostly the success that we're seeing this week from BTXL comes from Taxa. He's playing these aggressive champions, and boy, is he shining on them. You saw that the roam from kaSing, he flashes in, yes, but gets Taxa ahead, and that was such a crucial moment. And every single piece of BTXL, every single gear is well oiled, and the machine is working flawlessly.
Oh, he's grounded. Phantomles does get the Sleepy Trouble Bubble, but won't be able to follow up on it here. This just feels like a very tough game to come back from, especially with the picks that YDN have. It's Lethality Varus, it's Zoe. These picks don't function massively well when they are behind, or are behind a significant amount. Like, these are picks that need to be ahead to do insane amount of damage, burst people out before there's a chance for XL to respond. And honestly, doesn't feel like that is really the case for YDN right now. XL have the late game insurance policies, and they have the early game win. It just feels like they are in a pitch perfect situation to get that tiebreaker.
You look across every lane, YDN are behind 1 or 2 levels behind. And the problem right here is that the level 9 Varus and the level 10 Zoe won't be able to hurt anyone from BTXL due to you level up, you get these resistances, you get that health, you get a lot more items, you see the HP being built up onto the Cassiopeia there, and a lot more resistances that are going to be built all over the place from BTXL side because they do have the cash to spend on it. And the deadly poke that we talked about from the Zoe, and maybe if a death sentence lands, all of these that we talked about in the draft were maybes. If the death sentence lands, if the Sleepy Trouble Bubble, oh my god, lands.
I always get it wrong.
If any of these things lands, sure, maybe you'll get a kill. Oh boy.
Questionable.
What? Wait,
that was
what?
That was questionable from Tabasko. Deadly cleaning house right now. Sendo is going to go for the kill onto Phantomles. Deadly gets a double, looking for a triple. The ultimate comes out, and he will find it. Oh, baby. That's a triple. Deadly takes it, and open arms. XL will push straight down the mid lane.
Tabasko's like, guys, I'm going in. Nope, I'm out. Oh, no. I think that was a desperation play. Ooh, feels bad right now for YDN, yeah. But on the other hand, I'm loving seeing BTXL so decisive with their play. They're like, we're ahead, we're dominating this game, and we're gonna dictate how you guys play the game. When it should have been, honestly, the other way around. You've got the Nocturne, you've got the lights off, you choose to do whatever you want, but you don't engage on a full flash slash Oh my god, I'm losing my words right here. Flash cleanse Misfortune. You don't just engage on her when the Braum is around. You levels behind, go behind. She's fed as hell.
I think the biggest problem was that it's a 2-level disadvantage as well. You're level 8 engaging on a level 10 Misfortune. With
On a
really,
705 level 10 Misfortune.
Yeah, this is looking a bit dunzo for YDN right now, and unfortunately, what it does mean for YDN is if they lose, they're out of playoffs contention. They cannot make it out of this group. They need to win this to even have a hope of forcing a tiebreaker. Now, I don't want to detract. I think YDN have shown us some incredible talent this tournament, but it just felt like when the chips were down, they maybe didn't have the mettle or the experience to match up against the sort of the teams that have got those players like Special and kaSing who are used to the high tense situations like this. And XL have stepped up to the mark when they needed to, whereas YDN unfortunately just haven't had the gas left in the tank, I think, to sort of play at their best when it counted.
To be fair, it seemed like YDN looked like a very one-dimensional team. They're going to play that early game aggression. And they had the right idea. They picked the Zoe for the mid lane. You know you're going to have priority over any other mid lane, I think, apart from Tristana at this point. So you're going to give freedom to Tabasko. But due to the late cheeky invade on his red buff, he pretty much instantly fell behind and never recovered from that. So even if Phantomles did have the priority, it wasn't into his favor. Tabasko still couldn't move around the map and couldn't dictate where the engages happen, even though he had the setup, he didn't have the levels, he didn't have the gold, and I don't know if he's run out of, like you said, fuel at this point. Oh no, Taxa, he's flanking. Flank Graves.
Yeah. Tabasko, you're probably just dead again, mate.
No.
He's going down. Taxa comes in. Look at this death bowl that XL have created. They boxed in YDN, shooting fish in a barrel. That was way too easy.
At this point, BTXL is like, Baron. They're like, oh wait, it's not, wait, what? So even 20 minutes into the game and with 12k gold up, 1 inhibitor down for YDN, I'm trying my hardest to find a way where YDN maybe somehow turn this around. Concept, Mikkel's first item, really?
Trouble. Let me save you the trouble, literally.
Okay. Sure.
They don't. There is no way. This is over. This is donezo. This is absolutely finished. This is done, buried and dusted. The number of kills that XL have and the number of the nails in the coffin that YDN is currently sitting in.
I've got a goal for this game. We could potentially see a pentakill because I think Deadly has had 2 triple kills so far, and it's only been Attila on Misfortune again that has the only pentakill. Oh. Wait, did I just jinx him?
Deadly did just get killed here. That was a jinx.
Look what he did. 1v4. Look at the damage on Endz and Tabasko.
I think that was literally a single double up. I think a single double up did that damage. That's good. There's a bit of gold back in the tank here for YDN. They closed it from a 13k disadvantage to just under a 12. So, you know, we take those. We take those.
1,000 gold onto the Nocturne. Not bad. Close to the Duskblade. Not bad. I'm not sure if he still wants to go for the Duskblade. I'm seeing other components there as well. He might have changed his mind, but now with the kaSing, maybe he's feeling a little bit more cheeky. He's feeling a little bit more willing to dive in again.
Duskblade is in. Duskblade is full int. I'm guessing he's probably going.
Because everything else in this game isn't.
Yeah, I think this is definition of full int.
Why not embrace it, Excandrel?
Why not? Why not embrace it? I've got to be completely honest with you. This is one of those games where, you know, you want to be fair to both teams, but I think XL have just played it excellently. They really have essentially strangled the life out of YDN and made it so difficult for them to find any avenue into this game. I mean, even when YDN look for something like this, it's just really not resulting in any kind of net advantage. They're actually losing engages that they try to take. XL have complete control, and a gold advantage like this at this stage of the game feels untenable for YDN. It just doesn't feel like they have a hope in hell of getting back into this.
And if you think about it, you're like, how? These guys have zero. They have no way of going in. It's only the Sylas that has any sort of highway to heaven to engage Tabasko. Come on, man.
Tabasko's looking to steal the Baron, by the way. I think that's what he was going for right now. He does get to take a very low, dives back out here. They do take the Baron, and they get the kill. That is on to Sendo. That is a win, but they look. I mean, it's not because they lost the Baron.
Listen, only positives, like scoundrel.
Only positives. They lose the Baron. I think Sendo will happily trade.
They're going to lose the soul in a couple of seconds as well.
They very well are. There's still ultimates available here. They do still have Tabasko with his ultimate, but I mean, why would you dive on a Deadly with 3 items? I think he's going to 3-tap you. I think you're just dead if you look to dive on Deadly in this situation.
I don't think he necessarily wants to dive in. It could just be lights out just so he can dive in and steal the dragon, which at this point, I don't know if it's going to make any difference. Phantomles, though.
That's a lot of damage immediately put down. Here comes the flash in. Actually gets secured by Taxa, and Tabasko is forced to dive out. That is the damage coming through. And now Sendo on cleanup duty with the teleport, looking to engage the fight further. YDN, I don't think they can. Oh, Sendo millimeters away. They will escape with their lives, but they do indeed lose the Dragon Soul.
That's why I'm like going crazy. I'm like, these guys have no way, unless they walk up to you, literally, they have no way of engaging you, Endz. Are you? Oh. And
Endz, you're living up to your namesake, mate, as you meet your own end in that situation. Ooh, this is looking pretty disgusting now for XL. They have a free open lane to push down this bot side. They're going to take an inhibitor. I would not be surprised, Trouble, to see them go for the game end right now.
Yeah, XL on practice mode right now. They're practicing for the next game. You never know. It could be a tiebreaker, so they have to be warmed up and ready. And from what I'm seeing right now, they seem pretty warmed up.
They seem pretty warmed up. They have claimed every scalp in this group today. They are 3-0 in the week, and they are looking to secure it with that win versus YDN. They're just going to take down their Nexus turret. YDN, they are rolling over. They know this is done. They don't want any part of this engage as XL look to clean up a couple of kills here and there. The ultimate comes through, but eventually that scalp will be claimed. XL go 3-0 on the week and secure a tiebreaker.
Come on, man. You're 12k ahead and you can't get a pentakill? That's the pinnacle of League of Legends. For Attila, they dived the fountain to give him the pentakill. Why are we not getting the same here?
Wow. We have a guaranteed tiebreaker situation. We are going to look at some of that game and some of the games after a short break, but I want to just explain this tiebreaker situation as we now know what is happening. YDN are locked out of quarterfinals. They will not get the opportunity to get into a tiebreaker now. They are guaranteed 4th position, or at least I think either tied 3rd, 4th. I'm not exactly sure on the actual metrics of it. Next match, we will have Game 6, which will be Gamers Origin versus Gamers Legion. The loser is going to go into a tiebreaker for XL for 2nd place, and that will be played tonight as Game 7. So everybody is guaranteed yet another game tonight after our 6th. It is going to be XL versus the loser of the next game. The stakes are going to be huge for both Gamers Origin and Gamers Legion, because this next game, it guarantees you qualification as 1st seed out of this group. This is a tense day, Trouble. I am very excited for the remainder of these games.
Oh, yeah, I am too, because we're getting the good old LFL versus Prime League. So they're fighting for 1st place. Nobody wants to leave their life down to a tiebreaker. And of course, you don't want to play yet another game because it's been a tiring day. So you definitely want to secure your place right here, right now.
Well, we will see how that game transpires. We're going to go to a quick break. When we're back, we will have a little dive into that game. Not much to dive into, more like a small puddle. But we will look towards that Gamers Legion versus Gamers Origin game, which will be the deciding game of Group B. We'll see you soon.
Vous comprenez maintenant pourquoi j'ai créé la Magic? En un clip, vous devenez Magic.
La monture avec ses 2 clips pour 149 €?
C'est Magic.
Dispositif médical.
This is my creed. The boots that make me faster. The items that make me stronger. The potions that I drink. I get the best to be more powerful, so my champion rises to the top. But all this leveling up means nothing if I don't level up myself. It's the healthy potions I drink in real life that make me stronger. Because you can only rule the game when you realize you are your most important champion. To play like a pro, eat like a pro.
Time for a true display of skill.
My axe is ready. Witness true strength.
A gift from me to you. Ooh.
Another soul lost.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've taken a breather. That was a very quick game. XL looked good. They looked really good, and they are continuing to look good in the second week of the EU Masters here. They've guaranteed themselves a tiebreaker. I do want to quickly reiterate what this means before I let Trouble Inc. go wild on what was an interesting game. I want to just basically sort of solidify what the tiebreaker situation means. XL will face the loser of the next game in a 7th game that will be played tonight. Okay? So XL will face either Gamers Origin or Gamer Legion in a 7th game that we play tonight. The winner of that will qualify along with the winner of the next game as well. So that is how it goes. Let's take a quick flashback at the game that we just saw, because obviously that
Please
was
no.
quick.
Please.
It really felt like XL won it from level 1.
100 IQ coming out from the players of BTXL, or their coaching staff. I don't know. They see the draft from YDN, they're like, oh, poke. We don't have hard engage. What's the next best thing we can do? Shut down their jungler. And that's exactly what they did. Priority or not, he had priority mid, he had priority ball. Guess what? You couldn't use it because he was dead most of the time. So it was great stuff coming in from BTXL. And once they knew that that Nocturne was not going to harm anyone, I think this is what Taxa started sort of getting his leasing vibes back in, this time onto the Graves, which I really dislike Graves. I will forever do, at least in the jungle. But he did great. He snowballed his team. That misfortune was kaSing in. Lexi was at the casino. And once the items started coming in, I don't think there was a comeback for YDN. But all in all, I want to praise YDN as well, because they came in. We thought they looked really good, and they did. Sure, one-dimensional style, but if a player is really good at one thing, they can always evolve into something else. And I think they're really giving, a little bit of praise back to the Italian scene, and they're pushing more people to try and get to that level.
Look, YDN took it to some of the best teams. They had a very hard group. They had the undefeated UKLC regular season team. They had Gamer Legion, who is the 3rd seed from the Premier League, the current reigning European Masters region that holds the title. They had also Gamers Origin, a team that came in as the 1st seed from the LFL and the touted best team in the tournament, potentially looking to win it all. So they had a tough group. They got wins. They displayed talent. I think Tabasko and Gabbo should definitely be people that we look to in the future. Gabbo especially is Italian homegrown. Really, really exciting to see him play at this level. And I think a lot of that team has done themselves proud, so they should be really happy. But now we have to look towards that next game, Trouble. We have to look towards Gamer Legion versus Gamers Origin, which will be coming after the break. So I don't have much time. I have to cut it to a quick break, but we will dive into that next game as soon as possible and bring you the potential tiebreaker situation that's coming on the way.